like to now bring us back to the meeting itself. So just to briefly introduce the focus of the meeting, because Mr. Gear, he has been painstakingly developed different stages of the meeting. And now we are actually back to what we call back to basic, right? Back to basic, that's the focus. And tonight especially, we'll be focusing on giving feedback. And giving feedback is really so important because in order to give feedback, you need to listen and to pay attention, first of all, whether the speaker told us what he promised to tell us, right? So that's the introduction. And next, in the content, within the content of the speech itself, does it make sense? And the content of the body, does it lead logically to the conclusion? So this is what we need to focus on for this Agora session here, all right? Very simple. Whether the introduction makes, whether, first of all, know what the introduction is, whether the content says what the introduction is or what the speaker says he's going to promise, and does it make sense leading to the conclusion. Simple, right? So remember, we'll have the test later on. Next, what's your role in the audience? Denise has already mentioned the etiquette and protocol. I just like to encourage you to do our part by providing a nurturing and support environment. So how can we do that? Of course, when we are face to face, we can clap our hand, and here it's a bit difficult. So we, as audience, we can encourage the speakers by clapping the hands when they are introduced, when they are finished speaking. But most importantly, although we are here online, we can put just our picture, but at the same time, we can actually learn how to smile, and we can see how we smile, and we can practice different muscle, like smile to the left, smile to the right, smile up, smile down, or just smile wide open. Yeah, anything is fine. Yeah. But also, nodding heads would really encourage the speaker. So speakers, time to time again, you can try to look at the screen itself to see how our participants, our audience is encouraging you, okay? Thank you. Now, so without much ado, I would like to invite Casey to present the opening address. So before Casey starts, I'd just like to say this session is 5 minutes, and there'll be the timer. So call staff at 3 minutes, supposed to be the green light. So green light. 4 minutes is the yellow light. And 5th minute means he has to stop within 30 seconds. If not, we will all mute him. Okay. Right, let me introduce Casey. He graduated from RMIT, right, with a Bachelor of Design, and have been doing designs, art, and branding for more than 25 years. He's actually been helping us to do all the virtual background. Mine is, I don't know why it went back. I'm going to switch it on later again. Never mind. So no, he has a very young face. Yeah, he has been actually working for more than 25 years. His works are used in many companies, brands like 1855, The Bottle Shop, Rocher, and Nestle International. Many talents. He's an author, painter, sculptor, as well as the designer. Casey has spoken as a key speaker in numerous design and arts festivals, both local and international design events. He enjoys his daily work as a brand consultant and helping many in their personal grooming. So if you like to know how to dress better or look even more glamorous, go to Casey. So Casey has been with the Agora Speakers Club since the beginning of the club when Mr. Gear started it 3 years ago. And he had held all the roles from MC, timekeeper, and everything. And that's why he's now the Vice President of the Education in Agora Speakers Club Singapore. Let us give a warm welcome to Mr. Casey Chen.
Do you remember learning ride a bike? You know, when you have to take off the training wheels and place your feet onto the pedals and you allow your bike to take flight down the street. Amid it, you're terrified. You had to trust that bike. To learn to speak well in the public. First, to trust the people you are with when you... Dear Agora members, friends, Agora is the first place I came to understand what public speaking is all about. I want you to know that and other experienced speakers in the club will not let you fall in vain. They will train you and you will be able to support others in due time. I have to interrupt here. KD, I will need some minutes because of the lockout, huh?
Maybe this is giving you 2 extra minutes.
Thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank 2 persons, especially Sean Tay and Katie, the effort that these 2 persons has ensured that Agora Club Singapore is world class. Sean has started Agora Note, a new project that he soon will be sharing with you. And Katie is a new member. He is very new with us and he's willingly volunteer to take up the challenge for timekeeping because he wants to make sure that the program is carried out smoothly. This can only prove that Agora is a place that he's comfortable with and I'm inspired, you know? And so much work to go into preparing the Agora Note. And you will be benefiting to all these works. In Agora, we focus on helping people to become the practitioner. So here, let's talk, but here we are Club 39, Agora Singapore Club. We welcome you tonight, especially the new guests. Please join us again and again for another more exciting meetings. Here, tonight we focus on happy speeches. Since we locked down, we get tense up. Do, after tonight, share this happy energy with your friends and loved ones at home, over phone call, social media, and everywhere. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. Back to you, Kiro. Back to you. Thank you.
So next, we are going to have the impromptu speaking session. The time for this session, as mentioned, the whole segment is 30 minutes. So staff, if you take note, 20 minutes, flash the green light, 25 minutes, the yellow, and 30 minutes, the red light. And for individual speaker, I think our speech master, impromptu speech master, he will manage. So let me introduce who is our impromptu speech master. It's none other than Jimin. Jimin, maybe you can introduce with yourself. Yeah, I don't know whether we can see him. Anyway, Jimmy is a Marshall Goldsmith certified executive coach and an accredited Vistage chair. He coaches business owners and CEOs to make better decisions and improve their leadership performance. He has co-authored 3 books. His latest book, Put the Magic into Your Business, is listed on the Amazon stores worldwide. So you can support him if you. Yes, hi Jimin, thank you. Jimin is the president for the Association of Singapore Professional Speakers. So you know, he actually very kindly support us, and he supports speakers who want to turn their passion into a business. And like I said, you know, Jimmy spends his spare time here to video and record and edit all the Agora Singapore video clips to make us look like superstar. And these are all uploaded onto the YouTube. So you can look for your speeches later on. Right, thank you very much. So let us invite Jimmy to conduct his impromptu speaking session.
Thank you, Kira. I have quite a number of interesting topics for everyone to talk about. So I hope you will participate. You can volunteer. The first few topics are always more exciting, more fun. And if you can volunteer, that'd be good. If not, then I will start picking names at random. So, okay. What we want to do here is that the objective of this topic, impromptu speaking, is to present your views on a topic without prior preparation in a manner that will make your audience remember your message. That's the whole objective of this 30-minute session. So in terms of the timing, you have 2 minutes to talk. 1 minute, you have the green color flash card on the timer. 1.5 minutes, you have the yellow. And then coming to red, you have 2 minutes. So at 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you are to stop. If not, I think the host will mute you so we can get more people talking. Okay, my first topic is this. Are you ready? Okay, smart women, dumb men, a match made in heaven. Smart women, dumb men, a match made in heaven.
We look all around the world today, and even now we're seeing so many beautiful faces on the screen. I'm sure out here somewhere there are some very smart women. Unfortunately, guys, they're saying that there's a lot of dumb men here as well. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's what the topic is saying that we should discuss. And so, heaven, what is heaven? That's a place that many of us, we hope to one day strive to get to. And, we're living here on earth. All the things that happen here, the pandemic and all the challenges and struggles that we go through. But the one thing that holds common is that there are men and there are women. I like to think that, that people are intelligent regardless of their gender. And where we come from, we all, in our hearts, we all have good things in our hearts. Now, I have a daughter and I have a son, and I think that they are both intelligent, and I think they're all both God-made. So just the thought of thinking that women are smart and men are dumb is not something that I'm going to agree with. But then again, if you ask my wife, sometimes she may think that she's smart and that I'm not so smart. But hopefully, I cut the grass, I take the garbage out, I change the oil in the car, I do the things around the house. And so I would say that it might be the reverse, but my wife is sleeping, so she won't hear that. But I do thank you for the question.
Thank you, Albert, for your remarks. First icebreaker. Thank you very much for your support. Okay. So please go ahead, carry on. State the topic. Will you please state the topic?
What is your most important
lesson of my life so far? Okay, good. Go ahead.
Okay. So hi everybody, I'm Margarida. I'm calling in from Luxembourg, Europe. And I was here to present what is my most important. And it allowed me to discover myself over this lockdown period and already before. And I was wondering, who am I and what is my true identity? Because when stripped of my name, of my nationality, of my religion and of my profession, wondering what is left, because the society bestows us with all these tags and labels, and we are conditioned by our upbringing. Our subconscious has been programmed by our family and by our environment up to the age of 7. And the Jesuits used to say, and they were very active in Europe and around your areas in the Middle Ages, And they used to say, give me a child until he is 7, and I will give you the man. And with this, I mean that I was trying to look for the purpose of my life, as Aristotle or any Greek philosophers. Well, being European, I would look back into Greek philosophers and look for what they said about the purpose of life and what we're looking for. And I was wondering, how do we get there and how to get there? And usually we wait until we touch rock bottom to start meditating, contemplating, or doing some yoga in order to understand what we are here for on this earth. And I was reading about optimism and anything which is optimism and love, which are connected, allow us to heal, allow us to find our mission, hopefully. This is what I'm trying to look for. And what I want to get out of this speech is that by us not showing our true selves, we are depriving the people around us of our best self. So I'm visualizing this thought. I'm going to make it happen. And the lesson that I am taking out of this is I will not strive to become somebody else or somebody who I'm not. I'm going to be myself because everybody else is already. Thank
you.
Okay. Good evening. Wonderful, Agora. Lovely to be here again. And of course, President, Mr. BP, and our wonderful too, Vice President Education. You can now get married virtually. The answer is, for all of us, absolutely no. Of course not. We can get quite attracted. Let me just say that when I view in virtually as an example on Agora, and I see faces of very, very many men, handsome, looking attractive, looking enticing, just like Casey, I do know that that is just a mere flip of superficiality just on the top. How can now we get married virtually? Really not at all possible. Marriage is one of the most complicated things in our life. We need physicality. We need joint mental stimulation. When husband comes home after a very worried day, we need stroking, we need cuddling. We need all of that to make sure that our husband as a new bride still is so very, very special. Can now we get married virtually? No, it's a myth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have back that physical, glorious wedding to die for. Agora, thank you.
Thank you, Penny. As usual, very interesting comments from there. Okay, there's this topic. I'll call upon Brian Ling. I think he messaged in the chat box. Going to university is not necessary anymore. Any comments, Brian?
Sure, I would comment on that. Thank you, Mr. Impromptu Speech Master. My name is Brian. I'm calling from New York, New Jersey, the pandemic center of the world these days. Going to university is not necessary anymore. I don't agree with that. Only temporarily that we have been in lockdown and a lot of classes have moved online. But this is only temporary because for me, university is not just a place for people to learn from textbooks. University is actually a community of people who wanted to learn things together. So when you think about together, it could be online, but of course it's more effective when you learn in person. But in this time, when everybody is in lockdown or at home, it may not be so easy, but still in university, why do we call university? Why don't we just call it classrooms? Because when you go to university, you learn about the universe, and it's not an easy topic to learn about. you have to use all your senses. You have to look at many different things in different directions. So in the way that going to university is not just learning about textbook, it's learning about the whole world. It's learning about how human society works. And maybe at the end, you'll get a degree that could help you with your job. But the experience of learning and put yourself in a group of people with like mind to be able to accomplish something and to learn something together. And I thought that's what the university is about. So even though we may not actually go to an university as a place and have a classroom with teachers and classmates, the concept of the university, the concept of you learning something together with other people, and then you get tested for your knowledge and get some kinds of a proof that you have done the best work you can, and you are ready to tackle a bigger problem. And I thought that itself should value. So I don't think going to university is a bad thing. And I think everybody should go at one point in life. Thank you, impromptu speaker.
Okay, thank you, Brian, for your speech in defense of universities. I have a volunteer, Nadarajan. I think he's volunteered since the beginning. I didn't have an opportunity to give him a chance. Now, okay, let me choose a topic for, okay, this topic, life is unfair. We just need to find ways around it and try to level the playing field for ourselves. Nadarajan?
Thank you very much, Topics Master. Life is unfair, and we just need to find ways around it. Okay. Now, life comes with a lot of challenges in different shapes and sizes and colors, and we cannot definitely estimate what type of challenges challenges can come around at any point in time. So we need to find ways. Life is going to throw us good things. It's going to throw us bad things, and we need to find ways to go around the bad things and make them good for us and for the people around us. So it's going to be a level playing field, because unless we have a level playing field, we have to show our capabilities to the best needs of the team and of the people around us. So even if during COVID times, and life is throwing us a lot of uncertainties, it's a VUCA world to the core now, and we are finding ways of going about it, and we are finding our level playing field. Similarly, people all over from the world are meeting through online and having meetings. And this Toastmasters meeting, I've been part of the meeting for a lot of clubs in Chennai and around the world. And I have loved each meeting and learned a lot from each meeting. So we are finding ways to go around the crisis that we are getting got into, and we are all in a level playing field, trying to give the best in ourselves, so that we develop ourselves and we help others to grow and be empowered in the long run. So go for it. Let's not complain. Let's take it in our stride and make it the best use for ourselves and others. Over to you. Thank you very much, Topics Master.
Thank you, Varadarajan, for your contribution. Okay, next one. The new normal, achieve work-life balance from home. I just want to know your opinion on this.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Today we are in a phase of transition time. Everyone is locked down or under the circuit breaker situation. How do we face it? How do we engage? And how do we manage? There are plenty of questions in our mind. We are having a lot of lessons, and we are exposing to a lot of situations where we can explore the opportunities that it is making you very strong, or it is making you to become fail. So the learning agility, learning ability, making more strategies for the persons who can able to accomplish the better things to learn and explore and empower. The new normal situations we are expecting, that is the beyond corona situation as of now. We have learned something, how do we able to balance our life in this kind of crisis or unexpected situations which have been arisen for the couple of months back. And every place, the people are looking for the opportunity. How do they able to manage? How do they able to discharge their duties, whether they are staying at home or mingling with the community through some online platforms? How do they learn and explore the possibility through the new concepts formulated? So we are in the condition and we are looking for some kind of opportunities to explore and engage our day-to-day life, how it can get balanced. There are ways that personal life, your day-to-day activity on your own accomplishments or family requirements, social engagements, are committing towards with your duty conscious to the workplace or some kind of teamwork efficiency you have to showcase. There are a lot of segregations and segments. We learn everything new as of now, and we learn something towards the balancing. How do they able to experience these conditions in their life? That is the empowerment. That is the successful path. That is the way they have to live in future. There are a lot of segments we are exposing to the new environment, that is through the online platform. There are many people, they may learn efficiently, effectively, or they cannot able to sustain.
Sorry, Dr. Ram, I have to mute you.
Okay, Dr. Ram has spoken, probably exceeding 2.5 minutes. Thanks, Dr. Ram, for your contribution. I think Jeffrey has volunteered to speak for the next topic.
Right, my biggest concern for the future is really about counting blessings. A lot of us really didn't count our blessings, you know, and with that we throw out a lot of negativity to the world, right? So that's where I get a lot of people, you know, very down about life. Retrenchments are high, coming a lot very soon, you know. But what's up? Don't think about that. Revive. There's a lot more hope. So do count our blessings, right? So biggest concern now for us is really appreciate what you've got, appreciate your capability, your capacity, and with that, go for it. Rebuild, refresh, refine. The future is very, very bright. Okay, stay positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your contribution. Okay, we have left about 4 minutes, so I'll try to get one more speaker and 2 more speakers, depends. Let's look for the next topic. This one. To err is human, to forgive is divine. Any volunteers?
To err is human and to forgive is divine. In my lifetime, I've fallen out with 3 people, and I thought that I would never get back, but I did get back with them. And one of the best things ever is to have fallen out with someone and then to renew your friendship. On one occasion, about 20 years went past, and then I saw the person running their business online selling something I wanted. So I ordered it, and then I sent them a message about it, and then I contacted them, and I never found out whether they had forgotten the original dispute or whether time had gone past. But the fact remains that I got back together with this couple who lived near me before, and it's one of my great joys that we're now friends again. Another occasion, I fell out with a Toastmaster who was a member of the group, and I thought that he was upset with me and that other people were upset with me and that we would never get reconciled. And when I resigned as the president, I bought bunches of flowers and pencils, and I gave them out to everybody, and I told everyone how wonderful this person I'd fallen out with had been to our club. And afterwards he came up and hugged me, and he's been my friend ever since. So rather than holding grudges, I think just move on. And it's surprising, there are some people who are up and down, and you think they will never forgive you, and then the next week they're all friendly again as if nothing has happened, because that's their personality. They just burst out into angry.
Oh, well, okay, I have time for one last speaker. I think Asrani has volunteered. Let me share screen for the topic.
Yes.
Asrani, yeah? Okay, let me give you one topic. Okay, there is no sunset industry, only sunset thinking. Okay, you have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I would disagree with this topic. Thank you, Agora. Thank you for the impromptu speech. There are always sunset industries. Sunset thinking follows the sunset industry. Let's take Kodak. Kodak was the only medium of cherishing memories, like right from our great-grandfather's times. We have this reel and camera and black and white photos and color photos. So it's gone. Time changes the industry. So sunset belongs to the industry as well, as much as it belongs to the thinking. Of course, sunset thinking is definitely not helping anybody in their personal growth. But sunset industries also have to be recognized along with the time. We have to see that which concept of gadgetry or equipment or work that we are choosing, and say that industries also have to improvise themselves along with the time. There are many things which are not needed in today's world. We have to just accept and move. It's not only the sunset thinking, it's sunset industry also. There are many things around us which are not needed, but still we cling on with them as a memorabilia. So I do agree that sunset also belongs to industry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Asrani. Okay, with that, we have come to a conclusion for this impromptu speech session. I'll pass the section over to Kira. Kira, over to you.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Jimmy. I think I can, of course, thank you for every one of you who took part. I think it is definitely a challenge, thinking on your feet and talking at the same time and organizing your thoughts and trying to make sure that, you know, it leads logically to a conclusion. But we can only get better and better, right? So let's have more practice the next round. The timekeeping announcement will be by Mary Tan. We have, of course, cost staff who is doing the background timekeeping, and I've already introduced him. So let me now introduce you to Mary Tan. So Mary, she has been in the building industries for 35 years. Her passion for building materials earned her social degree in excelling in sales to Changi Airport, Singapore, while they were building Terminal 1, 2, and 3. Wow. She had traveled extensively for her work, especially to Italy for procurement and other parts of Europe and China. I think she must be missing the traveling a lot now. She loves organizing events and able to bring her massive network of business partners and friends to work together and enabling the trust with each other to work together in different projects. So Mary is now learning a new skill in art like acrylic art, terrariums, and even baking. Maybe bake a building, an airport, okay, that'd be nice. After attending Agora for about a year now, she has taken the leap to make her first public announcement. Let's welcome Mary.
Thank you, Dr. Kirill, for the introduction. My name is Mary. This announcement is about the integrity of the time. We want to make sure that you'll be successful, not just in Agora's meeting, but also outside Agora. We will mute you when your time is up. We rather you make these mistakes and be corrected in the meeting then you make a mistake when you're handling the real world. There are chances here, but may not have it them out. Speakers are responsible for practicing to make sure the speech is within the time given. Please note the time. 1. To instruct the time allotted and the color sequence. We will use 7-minute speeches for examples. The time allowed is 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, the green card will be flashed. Raise your hands if you can see the timing device on the screen. Spotlight controller. Please spotlight the timing device for 3 seconds at the 5 minutes mark. Wave to me if you understand my instruction to the spotlight. Thank you. At 6 minutes, yellow card. Spotlight controller. Please spotlight the timing device for 3 seconds and 6 minutes mark. Wave to me if you understand my instruction to spotlight. Thank you. At 7 minutes, red card. Spotlight controller. Please spotlight the timing device for 3 seconds at the 7 minutes mark. Wave to me if you understand the instruction to spotlight. Thank you. At 7 minutes 30 seconds, your microphone will be muted. The microphone of the speakers will be muted at 7 minutes 30 seconds. Thank you. I wish everyone be empowered and enjoy the evening. Let me pass our time back to Dr. Kira. Thank you, Dr. Kira.
Thank you very much, Mary. And our next segment is on the special presentation. So tonight's special presentation is by William Lim. William has been with the Toastmasters for about 25 years and attained the highest award twice as the Distinguished Toastmaster. And he has been conducting the training around the world for 25 years in 7 languages, including dialects. He has written 2 bestsellers, Are You With Me? And An Instant Guide for Instant Speaker. So he's a speaker, a trainer, a business consultant, and mobile app specialist. William has also been a chairman for the Lean Chamber of Commerce Singapore and vice president for World Lean Chamber of Commerce with more than 30,000 members around the world. So this special presentation is 15 minutes. So 10 minutes, please flash the green light, 14 minutes, yellow light, and 15 minutes, the red light. Let's welcome William. His topic, I'm not sure if this is the right one, discovering the undiscovered. Is that right,
yes.
William?
Yes.
Okay, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, MC for the day, Dr. Kira. Thank you for the invitation, Casey, as well as Mr. Gay, my mentor. Very good evening, everyone. Well, can I have a show of hands? How many of you will actually stop to smell the flowers? Anyone? Okay. And how many of you will not actually stop but carry on moving? All right. And how many of you will not put up your hand no matter what I say? Okay. Thank you for being honest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we need to stop and learn how to appreciate whatever things that we have around us. May it be flowers, just stop for a while, admire it for a while, and then maybe smell it. You'll find things that is interesting. I remember once when I posed this question, how many of you actually stop to smell flowers during my seminars and so on? And I got a couple of cheeky men and so on, start smelling the ladies beside them. But then again, if it's done in Zoom, definitely you can't do anything except for smelling a coffee or tea. so not to worry. So there's another man who was once there, and he suddenly shouted very loudly, "Hey, who farted?" Well, I guess he actually smelled something smelly over there when he started smelling the ladies. Well, there are a lot of things that we can see, observe, and start discovering new things from there. It's just that many of us are so busy rushing here and there every now and then, we just don't observe what's happening around us. That's why there are many accidents in this world. Now, there are also people who always love to pretend that they are busy. For example, they are walking along the street and so on. Suddenly, they are being approached by children with donation box and so on. They'll start shunting away, saying, "Sorry, I'm busy," and then they start move on. And there are also people who actually try to shun away from those road shows, insurance agents or property agents. When the agents wave at you, you say, sorry, I'm busy. But then again, why are you so busy in the first place? You can always stop, listen to them, and probably find something new, to discover something that probably will interest you as well. But most of us just don't want to discover new things. We always take it that we are so busy ourselves, we have no time for this, we have no time for that. But then again, this is life. You got to find time for yourself. You are the master with your own time, the master of your life. If you are unable to control your life, then what are you controlling at the end of it? Think. Now, the word itself, life, is actually spelled as L-I-F-E. L stands for living, and E stands for ending of your life. Then what do you have in between? I-F, if. That's why that if within our life create a lot of uncertainty, a lot of procrastination in our life. Now, if you are able to control that if in between your life, then you'll be able to control the whole of that life that you are in. So what is your choice? Now, I had some experience with my children because during my younger days, I was very busy with my life. I was working, I was doing a lot of presentation, I was traveling a lot, doing a lot of business consultation as well. Then as time goes by, whenever I come back to Singapore, I only see my children growing longer and longer. Now, the reason why I say they are growing longer and longer because every time I come back home, they are actually slipping. So I cannot say they are growing taller and taller, but growing longer and longer instead. So I actually miss out their childhood time together with my parenthood time with them because of work. Then I think to myself, is it good or should I carry on doing this? But then again, thanks to my wife, she has been looking after the girls quite well. So everything is okay. At least when I step back home and so on, I still get the respect from my children because they know that I'm the one that put the food on the table. Now, next, my life experience. Well, during my younger days and so on, I do actually encounter once with my grandmother when she was about to cook, and she took out this chicken from the fridge, and then she was actually trying to explain to me how to test a fresh chicken. So she was telling me, "Boy, come, let me share with you how to make sure that this chicken is fresh." So I said, "Okay, fair enough, something new to learn." I went over there, and she just hold on the chicken, the raw chicken itself, put her finger in, rub it, and then taste it. Then she'll tell me, say, "Well, the chicken is fresh. You want to try it? Try it." So I try it. I put my finger in, I rub it, and I taste it, and it tastes awful. But then again, my grandmother told me, she said, "Boy, in life itself, you need to learn how to observe things. Open your eyes. Did you see that I actually put my middle finger into the chicken backside, rub it, and then taste with my pointing finger? I didn't see that. I just put my pointing finger into it and then taste with my pointing finger. So in life itself, we must learn how to observe, how to listen to things, and then learn from there, and then start doing things right. During my younger days, I worked for a Japanese company and so on, and I get to learn a lot of things from them as well. My Japanese boss treat me quite well, and every now and then he would just sit me down and then talk to me. And there was once he was sharing with me, he said that, well, Willem, in our Japanese culture itself, we learn how to observe things because we need to know how things happen so that we are able to create something better to improve our life. So I said, okay, so how do you do that? So he was telling me, Willem, have you ever rolled a dice before? Can I have a show of hands? How many of you actually seen a dice before? Okay, and those that have not seen a dice before? What about those people who never put up the hand at all? Well, when he shared with me, it's a simple thing. He said that a dice itself, if you have a 1 on top, you have a 6 below. If you have a 2 on top, you have a 5 below. If you have a 3 on top, you have a 4 below. Both sides always equal to 7. But have any one of you actually noticed that? You see, we just need to learn how to observe things to know what to do and how to improve on that thing that we have. So I start learning through a lot of good mentors who actually shared with me lots of things that I need to learn. And then from then, although life is busy for me, I start to discover the undiscovered. I start to look at things in a different manner, in a different way, so that I'm able to teach myself what is good for me and what I can actually improvise into my speech to make it as a lesson for people to learn as well. So these are things like listen, observing, learning, and doing is important skills for all of us. Then at home, now with the COVID and so on, everybody is locked up at home and so on. Everybody is worried because in the sense of we have been so busy all these years, and then suddenly we are being locked down. We don't know what to do, cannot go everywhere, cannot pretend that we are busy to the insurance agents and so on anymore. Well, friends, there's a lot of things at home for you to do as well. You know the first thing that I did at home? I actually opened up my storeroom. And after I opened up my storeroom, I find that, wow, there's a mountain in there. And I start digging into it. And to find out that there's plenty of things that I've actually seen them before, but forgotten about them. So I look into it, start digging into it, and I find a lot of good photographs of my younger days. It brings back a lot of good memories. And from that, I was searching through and find that, hey, these are the guys that I've been with them for so many years and having lots of fun during my primary school days. I still can recall their name, but then again, where to find them? Good question. Facebook. I log into Facebook, I start searching their names and so on, and then get connected again. And then talk about old days while you are in the lockdown. So you can actually do that. Now, I also find a lot of things inside my storeroom, and I also start to clear up all those things whereby I don't need them at all. At least make space with the storeroom and so on. So I clear a lot of things. Now, while staying at home itself, clearing storerooms, after I clear it, I've been more than coming to a month and so on. I do a lot of readings as well. You know the tons of books that we love to buy during our younger days and so on. And after that, we'll read a few pages or probably half the book, and then we'll just put it on a shelf until today still collecting dust. Well, make a point to pick them up, read them again. Probably you'll find something new or something that whereby you have actually missed out. And it will actually help you to enhance your skills, your knowledge as well. Do that. I watch videos on motivation. I watch a lot of things to actually upgrade myself. And recently I did a video watching on a special thing whereby I'm able to see the phone numbers itself and tell what kind of guy this person is. Previously, I'm doing talks on the layout of the name cards so that it's able to bring you more business. But now it's something new. By looking at the name card, by looking at the numbers and so on, I'm able to say this person, what kind of situation he's in, or what kind of situation whereby he's going to face in times to come. So there's a lot of things whereby we can learn through experience, through reading, through watching things. Experience itself, you can probably watch a video, another video on how to bake a cake. Experience it yourself so that you are able to know how is it like to bake a cake. Lucky for me, I was training hotels on cutlery. So whenever I'm at home, my children want me to cook for them in all kinds of different delicacy from different countries. So I do cooking for the fun of it. And good thing is that I always have everything in my house until sometime I couldn't find them. So ladies and gentlemen, to be very frank, I love to encourage all of you to start discovering the undiscovered, whether is it within your home or within yourself, so that you are able to start reflecting how to improve yourself, so that once the circuit breaker or the lockdown is over, you can step out into the world as a new person, a better person, and an upgraded person with good knowledge as well as good skills. So ladies and gentlemen, make the effort to discover the undiscovered within yourself, within your family, within the books and everything that you are able to get your hands on. Back to you, MCs.
Thank you very much, William, for a very, I think, speech that's very timely to remind us about, there are a lot of things that we can learn, and especially at home, where there's lots of books or stuff in the storeroom. And definitely, I think I also had the same experience. I'm digging and finding many things around the house to do and remind things that I wanted to learn but had not got time to do. Let's have a time check. We are now 7:33. We're slightly early, which is good. So because of that, I would just like to prepare a bit. Later on, when we have the prepared speech, we're going to invite volunteers to do the feedback. And I'm not sure, because we will need 3 volunteers, and each volunteer will be observing a specific area of the speech. So volunteer number 1, okay, number 1 would be about alignment between the speech opening and the speech body. So basically is, listening and say, what did the speaker promise in his opening? And then what did the speaker tell us in his speech body? Is the body what he promised in the opening? And therefore, based on that, what advice would you like to share with the speaker? So that's volunteer number 1. Volunteer number 2 will be actually addressing the alignment between the opening and the conclusion. Okay, so someone has, yeah, I should have thought of that. So if you go to the group chat, you can see, right, volunteer 1, 2, and 3, what you need to do. Volunteer 2 is about speech opening and speech conclusion. So is it consistent between the opening and the conclusion? And finally, volunteer number 3 is to address the alignment between the body and the conclusion. The body leads logically to the conclusion. And based on that, what have you observed, and what would you like to share with the speaker to help him improve in his speeches future? Our next speaker, Dr. Ram. I think all of you are very familiar with him. He's the founder and managing director of ACE International Private Limited. ACE, ACE, right? Okay. He has a PhD in biomedical science with 20 years of professional experience. He's the author of a lot of research articles and books and chapters in books. And of course, he's members of a few social organizations, but he's not busy enough. So, he's a keynote speaker in seminars, conferences, and he's also a consultant for companies, institutions, and industries. He's a strong believer of capability building through seminars, workshops, trainings, and public speaking sessions to improve and make stronger communities. And that's why he's here. And that's why he's sharing with us, the knowledge and technology to transfer to all those people who need it. So for his speech, okay, timekeeper, please take note, is 7 minutes. So 5 green, 6 yellow, 7 minutes will be read. And the topic today, right, is basically we are under circuit breaker situations. So we need to empower ourselves, but how? We need to have strategies, right? And what's empowerment? Why do we want to do empowerment? Do we want to know how to become more familiar and better with our understanding what are those empowerment strategies, how to formulate it for ourselves, to adapt and implement them? If you do, please listen carefully to Dr. Ram on empowering yourself during circuit breaker. Dr. Ram.
Thank you. Good evening, all. I'm very happy to share the strategies. As of now, everyone are in the circuit breaker time. It's very unforeseen and uncertain time. What we are thinking in our mind about the condition or situation, it is a captive environment kind of thing. We can't able to move freely, comfortably. So we need to think, how do we get more strength or empowerment as of now? Because of the critical situation is a hurdle and barrier. For everyone who are looking for the situation beyond Corona, how it would be. And we are every day expecting for that. I would like to share certain strategies. The empowerment is a set of strategies which are making a person or a community to become better. There are a lot of factors behind with the empowerment strategies. How do we able to experience, explore, envisage, or engage for our life? Many people have different kind of experiences. They are having different kind of exposures. They are having different kind of engagements in their life. Part of the learning from the strategies are making them to become empowered. As of now, the situations are teaching everyone to be in isolative condition or ideal condition, or getting empowered through what they have learned and applied and implement for becoming a person of success. Today, we are all in the platform of Zoom connection and sharing our feelings, our strategies to the groups. I would like to share something. It's a kind of learning practice. It's a kind of exposure to the situations, making you to gain something. how do we learn from the situation is a personal thing, but empowering is a strategical way. So we need to plan and focus for those things. How do we able to meet out this condition as a normal one? It's very tough time, even though many people, they can focus for their goal sets, whether it is short-term goal sets or long-term goal sets, they can segregate and they can plan well and allotted the time, whether day-to-day activities or some weekly schedules or monthly schedules or prolonged time, how do they able to manage those tasks? There are several people who may very well plan about their time management effectively and efficiently to meet up with their goals to achieve. But many of us at this moment, we don't know whether we are doing something personally or doing for the workaholic environment what we have done earlier in the workplace. Sitting at home, many people, they are struggling to manage their time because of the family commitments, surrounding environments, and other issues may impact to struggle to do the kind of aspects. The next one I wanted to share. We sometimes forget to have the life, balanced life, especially for these 4 segments I would like to make for you to better understand. Eating, eat well. Whether you are segregating your time towards with the strategies, whether it is allowing you or it is engaging you to keep your specific time to have the meal correctly, whether it is giving nutritionally or it is a balanced diet, you are coping up with the situations. If you are having the energetic food, definitely it will support you to be strengthful and manage your things for the day-to-day activities. The next one is feel better. Lot of people, they are struggling to meet up with their emotions. The feelings are very aggressive or sometimes very sad or sometimes very emotionally control them. So they need to think how do they able to manage their emotions. And the third one is work well. Whether you are having the enough time to segregate your contributions or your management segments to finish your work day to day or the stipulated time what you have planned well. And the last one, you have to rest well. Everybody having the time to rest, but whether they are doing it correctly, perfectly to manage, whether they are getting the sleep time normally as routine as possible, what you have been practiced earlier. As of now, it is the different kind of task and different kind of situations make the people, maybe they don't follow properly or they don't plan well properly. So it will mitigate with a lot of challenges for them to cope up with the situations. So I wanted to conclude, please think about these 4 segments: eat well, feel well, work well, and rest well. So this is automatically making you to be stronger and feel better and become more empowered personality. So everyone, today you are attending, please follow these 4 simple practices. It is giving a lot of values, lot of benefits, lot of power and lot of segregations to meet out your task and gain more success. I hope everyone enjoy my session. I would like to get your reflections about my sharing. Thank you so much for listening my talk today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ram. I shall now invite volunteers to provide feedback to Dr. Ram. The time allowed for each volunteer is 3 minutes, right? 1 minute, you see the green light, and 2 minutes yellow, And at the third minute, you have 30 seconds to complete it. So our very first volunteer is Asrani Amaria to talk, to give feedback on did the body provide what was promised in the opening. Asrani? Asrani? Or is it Amaria?
Okay, thank you, Kirel. You can call me Asrani, that's fine.
Yeah.
And thank you, Dr. Ram, for sharing the situation prevailing. Of course, it is super important. Coming straight to the speech and coming straight to the questions, what did the speaker promise? Speaker promised a strategy. I was looking so much forward for the strategy that it will be something out of the box. I was kind of sitting on the edge of my seat. But it came out to be 4 simple things. Anyway, we have to remind ourselves of the simplest things in our life. Thank you for reminding us. The information given by the speaker. The information given by the speaker was ordinary. This information everybody knows. So as a speaker, we have to use stories or rhetorics or examples or quotations or some strong punchlines to impress the speech, because I'm not sure after, let's say, 11 p.m. in the night, how many will remember to eat well or rest well, or they will be playing with their mobile phones and doing their daily routine. So to impress a speech, you definitely have to have a strong story which can connect with the audience. Body provided what he promised in the opening. He promised in the opening strategy. I was looking at the time, my stopwatch, 3 minutes. He only spoke about strategy, empowerment, experiences, explosions, hard task, people are having trouble. So words were repeated. The situation was, everybody is grim with the present situation. So just reminding the same situation over and over again. So the promise was a little unpromising. And what advice I would give is definitely the words were simply used. If we can come up with more beautiful English words, eating well, you can say, I have a balanced diet, or feel better, I have be at the top of the roof, or work well, be super active, or rest well, just know. So use rosy words and different words to have audience attention. Well, it was a simple, straight message, but it can be structured in a very fancy way. Thank you, Dr.
Ram. Thank you very much, Asrani. And so the basic takeaway I hear is that, you know, it is a difficult message because it is quite simple. Yeah, I mean, the strategies, those are simple. So we need to use stories like maybe you yourself waking up 4 a.m. every morning and going for the run, that type of thing. Yeah, that impress the audience on your strategy. Okay, thank you. And can I invite the next next volunteer, Margarita, to...
Yes, hello.
Hi, yes. So your feedback is on the opening and conclusion. Is it the conclusion, is it consistent with opening, etc.? Thank you.
Correct, thank you. So thank you, Dr. Ram, for your speech. Thank you for volunteering and for being so bold as to teach us what we can do, how to empower ourselves during the circuit breaker. I've written a number of things down. For me, it was clear in terms of the opening what you wanted to say. You did tell us you were going to talk about empowering, to define how the circuit breaker feels to you and to the people around you. And to me, you delivered that promise in your introduction. As to the conclusion, and it was a very nicely done conclusion, which was, I would say, like 20% of the speech. It was how it felt to me, where you started to go back on the subjects you dealt with during the main part, during the body. And it was a good reminder to me to see what the 4 simple practices were you gave us, and you repeated the advice you said previously. And you also said, as the very, very last sentence, it was your advice and it was your own opinion. So I felt that I could memorize and could see what you wanted to say, and to me it was clear. In terms of how you stimulated my attention, there was, of course, we are on the screen, there was visual contact. You looked at us, you articulated as clearly as you could, you had good vocal variety, and in terms of kinesthetics, I think you appealed to us because you said how it felt to you, so we could feel it ourselves in terms of the short-term subjects, long-term. And it did feel to me as if you were telling a story, and you were charismatic and you were persuasive. And I thank you for your intervention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Margarita.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And yeah, so I think it was a very good linking of the conclusion, yeah, to the opening itself. So let's have Chong Lim as our third volunteer to comment on the body to the conclusion.
Thank you, Kiro, and good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Ram, again for your speech. It's very helpful in this time of isolation and confinement. So let's run through what he covered. In the body, he covered 4 points about eating and your health and time. Give some time to yourself, and also give yourself adequate rest. So I think these are very important, and he did a good job because these 4 points all relate to us. All of us eat, we all concerned about our health, we all spend time at work, maybe studying, these kind of things, and also we have to allocate good time to rest. So he linked this very smoothly to his conclusion to say roughly how these 4 are important to us. But so in this case, it's very easy to say that it leads logically to his conclusion, as it's a very simple one, and it doesn't have to be very complicated. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it's very easy for all of us to relate. But in addition, I think that for his overall flow of the speech, he should relate it back to his opening more, which was the to focus on the quarantine, on the lockdown sort of situation, because all of us know that these 4 points are important. That's the very basic. So how do you link it more to this current situation where we're in isolation? So you could have given an example, maybe like what Kira said, go for a run in the morning, that kind of thing. Like how does this, how can the lockdown affect these 4 areas, and how it can cause us to lose track of them, and also how we can, so that we are more able to reflect on these 4 areas and bring it back to a more normal state. So yes, overall, his conclusion does flow smoothly from the body, but I think he can do a better job linking it to the overall message that these 4 things are extra important due to certain pressures and stress that we face during the COVID lockdown. Thank you very much. Back to you, Dr. Kiro.
Yeah, Chongling, thank you very, very much for the feedback. So Dr. Ram, yeah, just when Chongling was talking, I was just remembering one of the so-called jokes that was being sent around was people saying after the lockdown, they cannot see their leg because they are getting fatter and fatter. So they are not eating well, you know, or eating too much, that kind of thing. So you can use this kind of thing to bring in the humor. Yeah, I think that's what was brought up. So anyway, thank you very much. And I think we all learned a lot from the talk itself and the feedback, how to actually also make sure we really stick to these strategies. If not, we really cannot see our leg after 3 months. So our next speaker is none other than Rihanna Abdullah. Rihanna is an intervention coach. She helps individuals and professionals in mindset transformation. She enables them, empower them to go on living to their empowered lives. Rihanna left the travel industry after 20 years to pursue her calling as a life skill trainer in MOE schools. And more than 6,000 students have benefited from her intervention. However, despite improving her students' life, her own personal life was in a mess. At the lowest point in her life, she was almost going to be paralyzed. She suffered a breakdown of her 21 years marriage and family relations. She was emotionally wrecked and financially broke. She fought her way out of this very cold, dark, and lonely place through transforming her mindset, working with mentors and coaches to get rid of limiting beliefs and emotional trauma that held her back, to regain her power in her health, relations, emotions, and finances. Today, Rihanna is committed to helping people break free from their limiting beliefs and personal challenges to go on to achieving their successful and fulfilling life. So, I don't think I need to introduce any more about the topic. It's simply, do you want to know Rihanna's secret? How she get out of the deep hole and become happy? Yes? Let's all put our hands together and welcome Rihanna. By the way, the speech is the secret to being happy.
How many of you know the meaning of happiness? Can you raise your hand? How many of you think you still haven't found the secret of being happy? Can you raise your hand? Good evening. My name is Rihanna and I'm an intervention coach. What brings joy to one person may be different for another person. So too with happiness. You have heard how I became an intervention coach and how I pulled myself out of darkness to a place where there's joy and happiness in my life. But the journey was not easy. In finding my journey, in trying to bring myself out in my mindset transformation, I stumbled upon the 7 secrets of being happy. And today I would like to share that with you. For as long as we remember and humanity exists, we are all trying to achieve happiness. We all want to be happy. Do you not? Does everyone agree with me that they want to be happy? Yes? I too want to be happy. And I too would like to know the secret. Is it having a bigger car? Having a bigger house? Having lots of money? Having lots of friends? Having lots of girlfriends? Having lots of intentions to be famous? Is that all going to bring you the happiness that you want? Let me ask you, what if one day all these things were to disappear? would you still be happy? Ask yourself that. Yes, all these things do bring lots of cheer to our lives. They give us some satisfaction, but they are not permanent. Today, I want to share with you 2 secrets and how you can achieve it in a short space of time to being happy. The first one is called gratitude. Now, many a times we have so many things in our life, and we always think that only when big things happen or when big events happen, then we should be grateful for them. But do you know that gratitude can be in the small, tiny things in your life? And when you start being grateful for the small things in your life, you will be endowed and blessed with more good things in your life. So the first secret of being happy is gratitude. But how do you invite gratitude to your life? I have 2 steps. First step is you make a list of all the things that you are grateful for. I'm alive today. I can walk today. I can eat good food today. I don't have to starve. I'm able to go to work. I'm able to be with my family. These are some of the things that you can write on your list. Now, as you begin to write, you realize that this list cannot be exhausted. There are so many things that you can be grateful for. Now comes the second step. The second step is to write a list of all the things that you want in your life. Maybe you want a big car, or you want a success in your career, or you want to become famous, anything that you want, or you want to have a new wardrobe even. So, you see, in life, everything exists by intention. When you make the intention to be grateful, you will be endowed with more things, as I have said. Pretty soon you will realize that as you become grateful for the things that you have, you will soon start seeing the things that you want go onto that list as well. And everything that you want will soon be achieved. So gratitude is a magic miracle, I would say. And learn to invite this miracle into your life. The second thing that I want to share with you is about letting go. Letting go is something that has been said many times by many renowned speakers. But how do you let go? And what do you let go? So letting go about the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, the jealousy, the envy, the anger, the pain, the shame, the guilt of whatever that's holding you back, because this will hold you back. As an intervention coach, I see many people held back by emotional traumas in their life that they refuse to let go. In this process, there's a very simple step called Ho'oponopono. This is something that is amazing. That is, you just say 4 sentences. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And thank you. So, what you put out in the universe, you will be able to see the transformation. You say sorry, not for the things that you have done only to others, but sorry for the things that people have done to you. And when you are able to forgive and to live, you are able to let go. Secondly, you say, forgive me for the things that have happened. Because in life, everything has a cause and effect. Something you have done would have probably and made you want to, would have invited that thing in your life. The bad thing, the anger, the hurt, the pain, the betrayal, whatever it is, the cheating that people have done. But by saying forgive, you are able to let go a little bit more. The third thing is say, I love you. I love you for the lessons I've learned. I love you for the things that I've received. I love you. Just simply, I love you. And the final thing is to say thank you. And when you put these 4 mantras in your life, you will be able to let go of the things that have been holding you back in your life. So, this is just 2 steps of the 7 secrets to happiness. So, in conclusion, I would like to say, being happy is a personal thing, but being able to remain happy, we can encourage and invite things into our life or do some actions that will help us to regain and be happy, irregardless of whatever happened in our life. Thank you.
So can we invite our first volunteer to give the feedback? So the first one is Sean on opening and body.
Okay, all right, Okay, thank you, Dr. Kiro. Wow, today, oh no, I have to confess, that Rihanna tonight give a very wonderful speech, all right, for tonight. All right, is okay. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay, so for Rihanna's speech, right? Okay, today she was sharing with us on the secret of being healthy. All right, so being happy, sorry. Okay, being happy. All right, so for the opening and the body, right? Okay, is well tied up together. Okay, so during the opening, she was telling us about, she asked a few questions, are we looking for happiness and everything? This topic, suits me especially more, especially right now, Sean has no time, no money, and not enough food at home. All right. So then on top of that, right? Okay, Rihanna also shared with us a few tips, okay, on being the secret of being happy. All right, so I would say that, for her speech is well done. And also one thing, two more things, that to be commendable, all right, for her speech today is number 1, all right, Rihanna, well done, okay, on the environment that you have chosen today for tonight's speech. Yeah, because most of the time, that I still remember, for the past few speeches, right, the environment is a bit dark and all, so we could not see you well. But for this time, right, you had chosen a very strategic environment to be in. All right, to give your speech. All right, well done on this. Then the next one is, okay, is something that me myself also could not do, okay, is to end the speech on the 7 minutes and 29th second. All right, so far people only, most of the speakers, okay, usually they finish before or after, but you are on point. All right, so well done today or tonight. All right, Dr. Kiro, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, I would just like to add the 7 minutes, 29 seconds. It's actually, when you add in whether is it a systematic error or whatever type of experimental error, it becomes 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, right. Can we now invite the Penny, yes, to give the second feedback. So it's just like all of us to just listen in. Penny is a very, very experienced at giving feedback. And so now she's going to teach us how to give feedback on the opening and conclusion, whether there is any kind of good consistency. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed, Toastmaster Doctor. But most importantly, at Agora, of course, tonight is all about Rihanna. Let's talk about opening and let's talk about conclusion. And again, I'm going to use the ARTS, A-R-T-S, A for analysis, all the very great bits, R for recommendations to improve, T for technique, and S for summary, their structure. First, we always talk about the headline, ladies and gentlemen, at Agora. The headline, the opening, is laying the whole foundation of speech. Many years ago, we bought the newspaper on the edge of a street in a corner shop. We don't really do that now, we go online. The headline is the grabber. Let me take you back to the 1990s in England. Some of you will remember, some of you weren't even born yet because you're very young. The headline said, Princess Diana is dead. Normally the newspapers do not sell by 9:30. They're still around at 5:30 in the evening in London. They sold at 9:30 everywhere. Now Rihanna ensured that that headline of hers this evening for all of us on grabbed our attention. That's key, that's powerful. I felt subjectively myself pricking my ears up. She did the job. And I was getting closer and closer to the screen thinking, oh my goodness, I need to learn that. So well done. Thank you. And what she also did, connecting back to conclusion, I call it, ladies and gentlemen, crescendo. She also connected back, I would think, pretty well, not in totality. So recommendation, how do we improve? I would not really improve that headline, but I would improve that crescendo. Hannah had two very good suggestions, secrets, gratitude in life, saying thank you. Know what you want and go out to achieve it. Now that crescendo must encapsulate the gratitude piece and knowing where for all of us to go out, clear our minds, go out there and drive yourselves to what you all want to achieve. We must have takeaway to go out tonight with a message. So opening headline, absolutely spot on. Crescendo needs to be far more pointed. Go for that. In summary, ladies and gentlemen, this girl is absolutely already superb. I'm totally enamored with her, and I'm sure that you are, but we must have a very, very strong summarized call to action for us. Her. So we go to bed tonight and thinking, hey, we need to find greater happiness. How will I do that? Thank you very much, Rihanna. Wow, thank you.
Penny, you're awesome. You and your feedback almost 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, I was watching the clock. I was watching the clock. So naughty, right? I'm quite naughty, by the way, but never mind. Naughty but serious.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was a very, very attention grabbing, and you know, it totally grasped my soul, and I'm just like I said, putting my ears closer and closer to the screen to listen. That was awesome. Thank you. And,
thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Right. So, without putting too much pressure on anything, we now invite Albert Smith to give the feedback on body and conclusion, please. Thank you.
The whole time sitting here, I was wondering where can I hire Rihanna for a coach? So you could let me know, because right away, I mean, you have this warm, inviting personality, and it just really resonates as you were giving your speech. You know, when you started off your speech, you asked a series of questions, and those are for people who really own the stage and own the room. You ask them for participation, and so you asked people to raise their hand, and you had your questions. So that really engaged me into the speech. And through the body, let me get to the, well, let me just go there for a second. So I was really engaged. I'm like, these are those questions. Who does not want to be happy? Of course, we all want to be happy. So now, okay, let's sit here and see what Rihanna's gonna say to help us to be happier. Now, in the body, since I was charged to do that, I'm glad I took some notes. I thought I heard you say that you were going to give us 7. So I'm like, oh my God, I've heard about the 3. At one point you said 7. And then it narrowed down to 2 steps. And, you know, both of those steps are very relevant for us to find happiness, right? It's hard to be happy if you're walking around worrying and have a frown on your face all day. So those are really good things, to have gratitude and to let things go, because many people are stuck in the past. And you talked about, you know, having gratitude, being happy, and letting things go. So I thought those were great points. I still take the money as well, but I will also embrace those 2 points that you gave us. Now, to what things could be improved. In the conclusion, I think it was already articulated, but there was something that really stuck out to me. Now, these are just opinions of mine that was passed down to me from other great speakers. When you get to the conclusion, we try not to say in conclusion. Just transition to the conclusion. You know, it's an easy way to let us know you're wrapping your speech up, but there could be another way to wrap the speech up. And also, this was a very informative speech. So in the conclusion, not one tactic could be to tell us what you told us as you're wrapping up your speech. Now, you don't have to use that technique, but we talked about this, we've talked about this. Summarize it with something that when you're done speaking, we just are like a great ending to a movie almost. And then at the end, you know, you said, thank you. People like to wrap up with thank you for listening, but we should be thanking you for giving us the speech. But this was, again, a very, very, again, I don't know if you're still taking more clients, but well done, very warm presence. And thank you so much for giving your speech. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
So we've come to the next very exciting part, which is to try to understand whether we learn from the speeches. And one of the best ways to test whether we learn is, of course, by test, right? Yeah. So the next segment is going to be conducted by Sean. And Sean, if you are here before, he actually introduces himself. He helps organizations achieve better outcome by through facilitation, and from the way that they work and make decisions. And he calls it applying the principle of Eastern value and Western system. So Sean is, he's been in a senior management role, and he believes life is more colorful and exciting if we are constantly challenging ourselves by acquiring new, diverse knowledge and skills and applying them all the time, including public speaking. And that's why he's so keen to be the test master, to see that if we as the audience, whether the speeches are a waste of time, because if we cannot remember what was presented, we cannot understand the presentation, and we do not believe the speakers, then the speakers cannot improve. And at the same time, the feedback was very important. I think that we had very good feedbacks tonight. So definitely, I think I'm going to delve much about it. So because of short of time, let's quickly invite Sean now to take over the test session.
Thank you, Dr. Kira. Can everybody see me and hear me clearly? Can
yes.
All of you? Yes, good. How much time do I have, Dr. Kira?
You have 15 minutes. So
okay.
I think in this case, maybe it's okay for everyone to put their mic on so that you can speak almost immediately.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
May I request the host to allow me to share screen because I got a couple of slides to share. Can you grant me the rights? Okay, great. Let me check that. Great, I got it. Can everybody see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, test time. And for all those Singaporeans who have lived long enough, do you recognize the picture on the right here?
Yes.
Those who say yes means I know your age already.
For copying 4D.
These are our very famous 555 book. It's small booklets that we used before the internet age. We used to record down things, especially who owes you money. So tonight, to encourage everybody to participate and answer the questions, I hope you have been paying attention. I'm going to play a little game, give you a little bit of motivation. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 555 notebook to record something. Now, remember when we are doing the live sessions in the room in International Plaza, every time somebody answered the question correctly, we get chocolates, right? So unfortunately, now we're all stuck here in our own homes and we can't give out chocolates. So I have this suggestion, I put up this list. For those of you who answered correctly, I will write down in my 555 book how many you have answered correctly, and you can claim your chocolates after the CB is lifted. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, turn on your mic and give me a big round of, say yes if you agree.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. I shall pass this list to Casey, and he shall be the one that you're gonna redeem the chocolates from. Sabo you. Okay.
Most welcome.
Right. Just to get everybody the remote. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Yes. Start from the beginning. Opening address by Casey, of course, our dear Casey. What was the example that he gave at the beginning in his opening address? It's going back a long way. How to be better together. What is this experience like in Agora? He used one example.
Bicycle, was it? No.
Who was that?
Me.
Who said that?
Shauna.
Shauna? Excellent. What do you say about the bicycle?
I think what he was saying is that, like Mr. Gay was saying, is it about riding the bicycle?
Yes.
That the journey here is, yes, it's like how you over time learn to balance yourself when you speak. Yes.
Yes.
And be a better speaker.
Bike. Yeah, trust the bike. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you. Very good. Shauna, you've been paying attention. All right. And then we had the impromptu speech hosted by Jimin. He's a very accomplished person and speaker. Now, during his introduction, I noticed he's holding one very big title in a particular organization. He's president of which organization? That was mentioned in this introduction. Those who know him personally. Sorry? No, anybody who wants to, else wants to answer? Anybody else wants to answer that? Just shout it out. Who is that? Sorry, who is this? James, is it? James?
Yes, I've got it. Yes, the Association of Singapore Speakers, Professional Speakers.
Oh, yes. You Googled him, is it? Angela?
Yes, that's correct, Angela.
All right. Yes, he's the president of APSS, right? Association of Professional Speakers Singapore. Great job there. And then, of course, we had many speakers that came up to speak during this session.
There's one particular guy that has a quite an interesting background. Brian Lin, one of the impromptu speakers, Brian Lin. Anybody remembers where he is from?
New York.
Who was that? Okay, when you are answering me, can you kind of say your name out first so that because there's too many faces.
This is Minaj.
Minaj, okay. Great job. New York, and specifically New York what?
He mentioned that they are in lockdown there, so I just remember.
Yeah.
Wrong answer.
Wrong
answer.
Wrong answer. Wrong answer.
New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
He did say New York, New Jersey. Yeah, I heard this too.
Because I wrote it down.
Yeah, I heard New York as well. So
okay,
yeah.
New Jersey and New York.
Okay, I'm the arbitrator here. I accept both answers. New York and New Jersey are accepted. So, Ban Ping, you also got it right. Ban Ping and Minaj. Okay, excellent. Now I want to move on to another impromptu speaker, Angela. Okay, this question is about you, so you can't answer. How many people did Angela had fallen out with in her life? And how many people?
3.
Gibson here,
Say
3.
Say your name
3.
first.
A penny.
3.
Okay, there are many mysteries here. I got Dr. Anne Marie. Did you just say something? Were you the one who said give the answer?
Yes,
Dr.
I said 3.
Okay, I'll give this to you. I saw your light.
3, yes,
your name
thank
light
you.
up. Anne Marie. Okay, yes, 3 persons. And tell me a little bit more. Give me one example of the 3 person.
One was at the club where she had a disagreement with.
Which club is it?
Braddock Heights. Braddock Heights.
She didn't say that. She said Toastmasters.
Sorry. I gave that away.
Okay. But
Angela, I'm really sorry.
That's okay. But we take that. We take the answer. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
Thank you.
Next question. All right. Now we go to the special speech by William Lim. This is a very important speech. The very easy question. What was the main message of his speech? What was the main message of William's speech?
Penny, discover the undiscovered.
Penny. Very good. Discover the undiscovered. Penny is always paying attention. Well done. And he told a few stories, right? What did his grandmother teach him?
Jeffrey,
yes.
His grandmother taught him how to stuck a finger into the chicken.
No. The key thing is how to tell whether
how to taste the freshness of the chicken.
How to tell whether the chicken is
Penny,
fresh.
but observe which finger. Observe which
Yes, Penny.
Yes, how to switch the fingers to put in your mouth.
I think none of us will ever forget that story.
Yeah, Jeffrey and Penny always observe the same thing.
I only observe the finger of the chicken.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done. Moving on. Prepared speeches. Dr. Ram.
What?
Sorry?
I guess I've just covered it.
Sorry again? Dr. Ram, next speaker. What were the 4 points that he suggested we could employ to empower ourselves and improve our lives? What were his 4 suggestions? Anybody? Dr. Ram's speech of empowering yourself during a CB period. What was his 4 key points?
Eat well.
Is that Sylvia?
Yes.
Okay, say that again.
Eat well, work well, rest well.
One more.
One more.
eat well, work well, about time management, something.
There's one more. Anybody want to help her?
Feel well.
More.
Feel well. Who was
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Who was that?
Yes. Feel well.
Who was the one who helped you?
Kira.
Kira. Okay, y'all can share the secret.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, next one. Feedback for Dr. Ram by Asrani. Dr. Ram, okay, hope you have been paying attention to their feedback. What did Asrani suggest that you could improve?
He mentioned that the expectation was very high, but I was not fulfilling with the empowerment strategies.
Okay.
What he expected more than the things what I shared, very simple, and it is very usual.
Okay.
But I have explained in my introduction.
Okay.
Strategies to connect it to this.
Got it. All right, you got it. Thank you. Next one, Rihanna. How many secrets to being happy? How many secrets to being happy?
2.
7. Okay. Who said that?
7. 7.
Sylvia.
Sylvia. Okay, good. 7. That's correct. And Rihanna, what did Penny said about your speech? What feedback did she give you?
She said the headline was awesome. The ending need a little bit of work to tie up the 2 points that I've made. Yeah.
Excellent.
And give it a nice crescendo.
Yeah, headline was great. And I got 8 seconds left. I think I've covered everybody. So just in time. Thank you, everybody. You have been great students. Everybody passed.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Back to you, Kira.
Thank you very much, Sean. So again, there are almost perfect timing, 15 minutes, almost 30 seconds there. So I won't invite Costa to present the famous report. I think this is where we save a bit of time. So I think we come almost to the end. Just need a bit of a closing by, first of all, Sean, who will deliver the closing. And Sean, just introduce him a bit. He's a financial serving consultant with AIA, and he graduated from NTU with a bachelor in material science and engineering. Oh, that's great. Somehow he specialized in health insurance and legacy planning instead, so for young adults and parents, to ensure that the family doesn't have to worry about anything that's financial in case of anything that happened. Touch wood, okay. I think the more exciting thing about him is that he's the founder of YEMG. And if you don't know what YEMG, it stands for Young Entrepreneurs Meetup Group. He's been leading this group and empowering them to understand the issues facing entrepreneurs, how to explore solutions, best practices, and support each other. And he's been doing it for I don't know how long, but definitely I think it's something very worthwhile. And he always says it is better to get your finance protected a year earlier than a minute late, even a second late. Yeah. So let us invite Sean to deliver the closing address. Sean.
All right, thank you, Dr. Kiro. I believe everyone had an enjoyable night today, right? Okay, so I think firstly, let's give our speakers, okay, special speakers and also speakers from prepared speech, a round of applause, okay, for all the sharing of knowledge for tonight. Okay, so apart from this, right, okay, for tonight, it is also a very wonderful night, okay, today, okay, because we have friends, okay, from all over the world. Okay, we have some from Ukraine, from America, from Sri Lanka. All right. So let's give them a warm applause too. Okay. Thank you for the night for today. Okay. Then for the also Dr. Ram, okay, on how to empower ourselves during circuit breaker. Okay, then lastly, okay, is Rihanna sharing with us on the secrets of being happy. So then apart from this, right, okay, I feel that we also need to give special thanks to all the appointment holders for tonight. Okay, firstly, let's thank Dr. Kiro, okay, for a very good job well done for tonight. Okay, if it's not for him, wow, it's a fantastic job. I've been an MC before. It's not easy, all right, it's not easy. Okay, then we also have to thank Shona, Dennis, Jimin, all right, Mary, Christoph, okay, William, Willie, and also my the other twin. Okay, I'm the evil one. He's the good one. All right, Sean Tan. Okay, and for all the special appointment for tonight. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Okay, lastly, the most important figure, okay, which I cannot forget, because once I forget to mention this in particular individual, right? Okay, then I think I cannot appear in Agora anymore. Okay, that special individual will be none other than Casey. All right, Casey, the VP for education. Okay, thank you for, let's thank him, you know, for all the organization, you know, and the coordination. All right. Then because I've spoken to him, you know, a few times. Yeah, a few times before the start of the session. Wow, he's not easy. There's a lot of work. All right. Thank you, Casey. Okay, for all the organization and coordination for tonight.